Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to have many different callbacks, not just to the originals and the prequels, but also Star Wars Rebels by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about this film that a lot of people are really excited about is, of course, exactly how JJ is going to utilize all the different connections, not just to the prequels, the originals, and even Star Wars Rebels, but also how he's going to use the expanded universe material as form of inspiration in telling these stories in Episode 9. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very intriguing, involving the characters of Rey and Ezra Bridger. Now, specifically, it's described that one of the concept art descriptions involves Rey in the Lost City, where it's described that she is in the Land of Warriors, a location full of dozens of Jedi statues. It's described that Rey eventually discovers the statue of Ezra Bridger, where she also finds his journal that is stored below the statue. The next describes Rey going through the journal, where it's revealed that Ezra was able to escape the unknown regions through the Beyond, which eventually led him to the Lost City, where he left his life story behind. It's described that in the journal, Rey learns new clues about the Beyond and the unknown regions through his journal, and that it will serve as the biggest clue in the Lost City. It said that this is JJ's way of providing some form of explanation as to what happened to Ezra Bridger after Rebels Season 4, and likely explains why JJ talked with Dave Filoni while he was writing the script. Additionally, in the journal, it's revealed that Ezra saved a specific world in the unknown regions, and why his statue is referred to as the Savior of the Unknown, that were sculpted by Force worshippers. This world in the unknown regions is said to be explored by Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren in Star Wars Episode 9. So, I really want to go over a couple of parts about all of this. Now, we do know that J.J. Abrams is very ambitious, right? He wants to use this movie not only as a way to end the sequels and the entire Skywalker saga, but to also provide a lot of answers to some of the burning questions in Star Wars Rebels Season 4, as well as expanding off of that TV series in Episode 9, and likely explains as to why he was in a lot of discussions with Dave Filoni while he was writing the script. So, what's great about Ezra Bridger, and I know that there are people out there that dislike the character, which is fine, but what's great about that character is how mystified I really am about that character at the very end of Season 4. It left people wondering exactly what happened to Ezra, what is the fate of Ezra Bridger, what's going on, will it ever be explained? And The Rise of Skywalker is going to do just that. So, what I like about all of this is that in the Lost City, Rey goes to the Land of Warriors. In case you guys have not heard about this, if you're just tuning in, the Land of Warriors is said to be a location full of ancient Jedi statues, where each and every statue has something that a Jedi left behind. And one of which is the statue of Ezra Bridger, that's referred to as the Savior of the Unknown. Now, the Savior of the Unknown refers to a time when Ezra Bridger, it turns out, saving one of the worlds in the unknown regions from a specific threat. Now, we're not quite sure what that threat was. Could it be the new threat that's set to appear in Star Wars Episode 9? Or could this just have something to do with an unknown threat that we will never learn about in the movie itself? Now, one thing that I also like about all of this is that it also explains that Rey is reading the journal of Ezra Bridger, and in that journal it explains that Ezra escaped the unknown regions through the Beyond. So, like I say, what is the Beyond? We do know that it's going to play a very big role in this movie, and offers the origins of the dark side, the light, and the Force in general. And it's also attached to the new villain in this movie, that most likely is going to be portrayed by Matt Smith. So this movie has a lot going for it, as we can already tell. We do know that J.J. Abrams gave us a little update a couple of weeks ago, that during editing, they are already up to the 90-minute mark of the movie. Now, that doesn't mean that the movie's going to be 90 minutes. That means from all the scenes that they have added in so far, only give or take 2 months and change into post-production, they're already 90 minutes into the actual movie. And that means that since they're already up to 90 minutes, and post-production probably won't even end until October, early November, this movie has the potential of being 2 hours and 45 minutes, maybe even 3 hours like Endgame. So with that being said, guys, I think that this movie is very exciting so far from what we have been hearing about the Lost City, the Land of Warriors, and even Ezra Bridger, and how JJ is going to utilize the character's legacy and explain a lot of the burning questions from Season 4 of Rebels. And that's exactly why JJ probably had a lot of discussions with Dave Filoni. We do know that Dave Filoni, by the way, in case you guys did not know, is also directing a couple of episodes for Star Wars The Mandalorian. So keep that in mind, because if you guys like Rebels, we're going to have the man himself involved with The Mandalorian. So what I like about this as well, though, is that Rey actually adopts this journal by Ezra Bridger. She takes it with her from what we actually went over not too long ago and stores it in her backpack, which is likely the thing that she's holding at the very end of the teaser trailer when she's looking at the Death Star 2 wreckage. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No hiding from night to moon.